Let's take you to the classrooms because academic activities have resumed in public basic schools as well as senior high schools following the strike action which was called off by some teacher unions. There's more in this report filed by our Ashanti Regional correspondent Fatih Aminu Ibrahim.
The three teacher unions, namely the National Association of Graduate Teachers, NAGRAT, the Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, and the Coalition of Concerned Teachers, CCT, declared an industrial action on 4th November 2022 to impress on the government to revoke the appointment of the new Director General of the Ghana Education Service, GES, Dr. Eric Nkansa. The strike affected teaching and learning in public pre-tertiary institutions as the absence of teachers in schools compelled many students to equally absent themselves from school. The strike was still in full force in the Ashanti region, despite the directive by the National Labour Commission ordering the striking teachers to end the action. Subsequently, the striking teacher unions reluctantly called off the strike exactly 1 week into it after the National Labour Commission secured a restraining order from court against them on Friday, 11th November 2022. Citi News checks in some public schools in the Ashanti regional capital, Kumasi, on Monday, 14th November 2022 showed that academic activities have returned to normalcy. The headmaster for Amakum Abrotia MA Basic School, Enchi Ej Frimpong, wants relevant stakeholders to resolve the issue amicably in order to avoid a recurrence of the industrial action.
All teachers all of them have reported. Also, the pupils have all reported. So since morning, class have been the normal class that we used to know. So we hope this time they will stay. And nothing of that sort will happen. So that is what is happening now. For school, you don't record 100% attendance. Definitely 1 or 2 do happen. So we've had a normal school session. As you can see, classes are ongoing from KG to JHS2. And they should see to it that the concerns of the teachers are well resolved so that they wouldn't do any of this. It's not, when it happens, it delays our academic work. We get derailed. We're not supposed to follow our programs through the term. You see, we have action plan. We know what we do every week. And so if we are to take a week off, you can imagine what happens. So we don't like it that way, but it happens. So as you said, we will call on stakeholders to make sure that they get it resolved. And then they should also soften their stance so that at least the pupils will not suffer unduly.
Now, teachers have returned to the classrooms and academic activities are ongoing. The students are, however, urging the relevant authorities to resolve the matter once and for all. For Citi News, Fatih Aminu Ibrahim, St. Theresa's RC Primary School, Aswanse.
We still stay with education, and let's take you to colleges of education where workers there are embarking on a strike over poor conditions of service. These reports have more.
During Citi News' visits to some colleges of education in the Ashanti region on Monday, the team observed that tutors had abandoned classes while students were seen loitering around. The members of the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana and the Colleges of Education on Teaching Staff Association of Ghana say government has failed to implement the agreed improved conditions of service for their members. Francis Chebedu is the local chairman of the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana at Wesley College in Kumasi.
As I speak with you, the 2022 conditions of service have not been signed. At our last meeting, we were informed that Fair Wages and Salaries Commission has written to CITAC that the 2022 conditions of service will be implemented in the year 2023. Members, you know, it is highly impossible. How do we, the salaries that and conditions of service that our members, some of them are going on retirement, some of them are dying, and the basic conditions that will enable them to survive and lead decent life in this economic quagmire are being denied them.
The leadership of the Colleges of Education on Teaching Staff Association of Ghana explains to Citi News why their members decided to embark on a joint industrial action with the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana. Benjamin Sarr is the Colleges of Education and Teaching Staff Association of Ghana local president for St. Louis College of Education.
The issue of government again unilaterally deciding to shift an agreement made with the non-teaching group specifically concerning first degree holders. The other case is the all year round teaching and working. For the colleges of education, we've been working all year round since January, and so from January to date we have not had vacation. So first and second semester there was no break, and so we were asking for at least a small compensation for the staff because we are breaking our back. We are entitled to annual leaves, but we are not going on a leave because we are not vacating. And so we've called on government. They have reneged, they have put a deaf ear to all this.
The teachers have vowed to continue the strike until government addresses all their concerns. But for the students who have been affected by this, they want all stakeholders to ensure the matter is addressed amicably. For Citi News, I'm Edward Upon-Marful, Wesley College of Education, Kumasi.
This was the mood on campus of the Accra College of Education at the time of filing this report. The fate of teacher trainees here looked blurry as lecturers had jilted the classroom to demand better conditions of service. On Monday, students who were anticipating to go about their academic work were left disappointed upon reaching their lecture halls, which were empty following the industrial action. This level 200 teacher trainee who had dressed up to catch up with his studies had to improvise after waiting unsuccessfully for 2 hours to have his lecturer and colleagues join him in school.
About to study this one, literacy across the curriculum, but fortunately our charge didn't come. So I'll try to do my own personal studies. We heard the news that they are on strike, that is a day. But she tried to meet us today, but unfortunately she couldn't.
He's not the only one feeling the brunt of the strike by the lecturers. Other students Citi News engaged were worried their academic calendar may be hampered by the strike.
I had lectures at 9:45 where I saw on the platform that our lecture won't be able to come. I was like, oh really? And I got to know that, hey, this strike that our lectures are on is really hectic. Yeah, it's really hectic for us because very soon we'll be starting our exams. That's 2 weeks from now. And looking at our course outline, I won't say that we have even covered more than half.
What we have been up to is that, we try to study on our own, but especially the lecturer that I called this morning, she gave us some assignment and was supposed to submit it today. But lucky for us, she extended the time to tomorrow. So we're trying to work around our assignments and stuff. So for today, most of our colleagues were working around their assignments and stuff.
We would have to learn on our own, and then also when the teachers are to come back from the strike, it will be very hectic around here because every teacher or every lecturer would like to cover up on the lost days that he or she has not been to class. And
the SRC president for the Accra College of Education appealed to the government to intervene to salvage the situation.
Students, we don't owe the government anything. What we owe the college is maybe school fees. When we pay our school fees, we are obliged to any other thing. But in situations like this, you see, you consider the two parties, the teachers and the students. Right now, we are suffering. The teachers, to one way or the other, they deem it fit to have what they're supposed to have. Looking at the non-teaching and the teaching, all of them are on strike for now.
It's been a field day for most of the students here at the Accra College of Education, and this is because their lecturers have abandoned the classrooms in obeyance to a directive by the leadership of CTAG and SENSAG. Reporting for Citi News, my name is Kweku Ediamansa.